Hello.
Hello and welcome. Today we are making super simple cards. But I'm also going to show how to step them up. But look at this cute thing. When I just said bring a punch and there's hardly anything you need for these, look at how fun these are. I just have to set these aside for now so we can move on. But I'm really thrilled. I love taking a really simple idea. This is a perfect card layout. You don't need a big shot or dies or anything. Just a punch, or you could fussy cut. So you could just use paper on this card, or you can step it up. We all know that. So I said, that is so fun. So, but first of all, so glad to have people on here. A bunch of you are getting rain. Okay. Oh, I know the weather has changed here. It's much cooler, but we love fall.
Yes,
so
we
love sweatshirt weather. So, and I love it when the afternoon gets warm enough. Short sleeves are perfect. And then by evening it's cool.
And I started wearing my vest yesterday.
Yeah, and it felt good.
I love it.
See, cozy is my word. I love being cozy. So I like dressing cozy. So it's all good. But first we have, Pam, she said it's the first class she's been able to join. We're so glad you're here from New York. We are thrilled to do that. And you guys, we love commenting is so wonderful. Oh, and I forgot what we're giving away this week. And I showed the card. The winner of this week's card thing was Kathy Ost. So that is going to her. I'm going to have to draw a card, or I'll put it up right afterwards. Okay. So I'll make myself, Tim, can you make me a note? This is the last day they've been working on our yard. So we've been out kind of watching what they're going to do, and then we're kind of done till spring. But oh my goodness, our backyard is just so fun. So we had to race in here and do this. So we said we need the next hour.
What's the note going to say?
What is the note going to say?
Give me
if I saw here's a yellow thing and a pen, and it's going to say, maybe I need to say it. We need the prize drawing. I'll put up a photo.
Can't read her writing.
No one can read my writing but me. And I also have to put a link. Today is the very last day. If you want to get the card kit for World Card Day for me, you can still join us. We're parting. World Card Day is October 1st. And I'm going to be having questions and posting. We're going to have drawings throughout the day. We're going to have a live at 10 in the morning Central Time. And we're going to be making 6 cards. We're using Stampin' Up! Chose 3 different bundles to focus on that day. So we're doing 2 cards with each. And if you don't have those bundles, the card kit can still make sense if you are good at choosing something else to put on it. If you just kind of want the layouts and stuff. So just wanted to put that out there. But I'm not showing other ideas. I can go off and do that all day. But this is one of the cute little cards that we're going to be making. This is a little card like this. Is that just cute? It's got the shoes. And it says, knowing you feels like coming home. I love those words. I love this stamp set. So that's one of the 6 cards. If you like your things cut, and the thing is, this one you are stamping and die cutting yourself. So you'd be getting the main parts of the cards cut out. You would need the things to finish because I'm not die cutting the things. So it's a different kind of card kit. But I just know that some people like to play along with us. So today's the last day if you want to get it on time. You can always order them after, but you won't get them on time. All right. Okay. So, and then for orders this month, and this month is almost coming to a close. And the last weekly specials are up. The card kit, I send a card kit with 3 cards that you make. And notice these do not have stamping. So these are all just die cut pieces. So I can send all of these in the mail. Isn't that fun? One is always a fun fold and the other 2 are other. And they're all using the rustic pumpkin dies. So that is my thank you if you place a minimum $50 order through me this month. So that's my little gift. So I just love it. So those are the 2 upcoming things. So I think that's good. Then I'll come back. Yes, I will do some pictures of our yard. And we should have done some before. We didn't even think about it. What we've never done a thing to our yard, and we haven't had a nice deck or anything. So it just has not, it's totally been overgrown and we didn't know what to do with it. So we are loving it. So we will take some pictures. Okay. And then the same crew that we just love, they're going to come and spend a day with us in the spring and in the fall and help us kind of plan the new things. And so anyway, we're really excited.
Today is the first day of fall.
Yes. But first, of course, we've got cards and we love sharing cards.
Is that the same as we got mail?
Yes. And this is from my mom, from Kathy Murphy. And I thought, I just love it when we get, here's the host code. I think I might have had a sentence here, but I guess I was just reading it off the last time. You can always find the host code by going to KarenTitus.com. It's always there. So anyway, I'll set that aside. My mom, well, my grandma was a quilter, but my mom's always loved quilts, and we've always taught quilting, and she's just always, you know, and look at this pretty little quilt card from Kathy Murphy. My mom will just love that. To see how we've got all these, I'm trying to see. Yeah, these are little pieces, and then they're run through machines, so they look kind of imprinted quilting. So how cool is that? She will love that. Then next we have, this is for me from Vicki Simpson from Tennessee. How fun is that? And oh, this is a thank you for a birthday card. I think how fun is that? Because we send out a lot of birthday cards. But this is really a strip card. Notice how she's got 2 wide strips and then a thin strip down the middle. Always just a fun use to do things like that.
I have this weird idea that people should send us thank you cards for the thank you cards that we send out.
I know. I think it's just, but you know what's really fun when you start sending, because I know in the Back Porch Stampers we have a birthday list, and I know some people say I got to thank you back when I sent a, but it's kind of fun. You kind of get to know each other when you send cards back and forth. There's no obligation to do it, and let me tell you, I'm not going to be doing that. But kudos to those of you that do. It's kind of like a way of building relationships, which is really what we're all about. Connie Davison, and this is for, oh, this is for my mom. Oh, how cool is this? Okay, look at this watermelon card. Oh, is that adorable? It's one of those cards that can rock. Oh, we haven't done these in a while. That is stinking cute, I guess is what we would say. How fun is that? That is so, so fun. Oh.
And she put 96 plus 2.
Plus 2. Sorry, but even the way her envelope is decorated, that is absolutely adorable. And then we have, isn't this fun to get cards? Kathy Sheldon from Wisconsin. Oh, and the belly band slid off. Okay, I'm gonna repair this. It just slid off the way I took it off. How fun is this? This might go over or under. I was just gonna say either way. How cool is that? This is that card that everyone has been making over in the Back Porch Stampers. There are way more than 100, and they are gorgeous, gorgeous cards. And I love that. How cool. Oh,
and a note.
And I love how she did the inside. Yeah. She took the little piece she cut off and put it right there. And you know what's interesting? So you know how ideas beget ideas? Look she could have just put the edges on Tim and made this a pullout. It's not, but that's just another idea. But you look at it and you think, but isn't that fun how you just see ideas? And this is where ideas just kind of grow and bloom. Oh, I love that. Great layout, great card. You'll have fun with that. Teresa Courtney, this is, I think we could have sold 1 million of these kits. This is the gorgeous paper pumpkin from like a month ago. Look what a gorgeous card that is for a one-of-a-kind friend. And it's just so pretty. Oh, just love that.
That is.
And then we have Ann Bentine from Kansas. Oh, and this is fun too. Another thank you for a birthday card. Oh, this is pretty fun. So we send cards and we get the cards back. Isn't that fun? But I love this use of 3. We often talk about how 3 makes a good use of anything. Like Tim always counts embellishments to see if it's an odd number. But isn't that cool, Tim? Yep. We'd have the 3 accents there. This is a great idea. Today we're doing punch cards. This is another great layout if you have like 3 punches that work as, like that. So very cool. Did you have something else to say? I figured something out. Oh, okay.
This goes underneath because
you're going to slide it there.
There's no star.
Oh, it does. That's cool.
Look at that.
Little tuck in there.
Yeah. And if you didn't plan it that way, that's how it's going to be.
Okay. So Tim has decided.
Now and forevermore.
And then Darcy Nelson from Colorado. Oh, and this is so pretty too. Okay. Oh, how fun. Oh, that's so fun. She's thanking me for something. But I just love this with the sunflowers. Look how cool this is. The background paper is made with the tone on tone, crumb cake on crumb cake. And then she did one in crushed curry and cut that one out. So that's your accent one on top. Isn't that cool?
And a little bee.
Yeah, so very fun.
And the wings are decorated.
Yes, awesome. So today's card, I love doing all kinds of things, but what is fun about today's card, I'm going to move that a little so we don't see so much of that. What is fun about today's card is this is a really quick and easy way that's easy to step up or leave super simple like this. I think this is so fun. Look, this is that glimmer paper. And this is so I'm doing 10 cards today using 10 different punches. And I could have gone on. And these are just current punches. You guys have punches. You don't have to have Stampin' Up! Stuff. You can have other punches. You can have retired punches. I think we're going to see tons of ideas. But by deciding this was a punch card, and we kind of think about, gets us using our punches. I guess that's kind of why that's kind of why I like to do this. So this is, some of them I'm using the stamp sets. This has a stamp set to go with it. I'm not using that. This was just the punch on the glimmer paper. And this is all you need to make this. Okay, I have my punched pieces there. And I'm going to show you that this one is even simpler. You know, I put the supply list up in the morning on the StreamYard thing. If you see that, if you get my newsletters, you actually get the supply list on Tuesdays, just to know that ahead, because you want to go to KarenTitus.com and sign up for my newsletter, because then you'll get that. On the supply list I gave you, I added this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper. I had actually forgotten that I did that, because I was going to show both ways, but know that this can be even simpler. And now we're going to talk about one way to step it up automatically is to just add another layer. But I also wanted to show that you don't really need to. So if you want to make this card even simpler, you will do it this way and just keep your extra paper. Okay. So here's what we need. For those of you who like to do a screenshot, I will just do this once. Oh, this is 3 1/4. This is what you do when you do things too quickly.
Yep.
Okay, there is
3-14.
I'm doing 2 of these because I'm making 2 cards, because this is going to give me 2 cards. And then, and this of course was on the supply list. It'll also be up on my website tonight. And tomorrow or the next day, the project sheets will be ready. So I said, it's just kind of cool how that all works. So these 2 are 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. It's the only time I'm going to show this. These 2, these are going to be 2 coordinating things. These are 3 by 2 1/4. Now notice when I put them on here, it's not just a 1/4 inch smaller. This is a 1/2 inch smaller, because we're putting another 1/4 inch in the middle. If that makes sense. Okay, so we're done with the measurements, if you got that. And then we're going to take this and my paper cutter. Oh, it's right here.
I'm hiding it.
And I'm just going to put these in at an angle. I'm going to cut them together. I got a little window sheet piece left from our class last weekend. Oh, it was a fun class. And amazing cards. Okay, I'm going to just put this in at an angle. Press it down. And I'm going to cut them together. I want to do this together so they're equally matched. And this way I don't need to do any measuring. So I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm just going to flip these. Okay, so here I have my 2 pieces. So how cool is that? I'm going to put these on the black. So I'll start with these 2. When I'm doing smaller pieces like this, I love having the silicone mat, because to see, I went over a little on purpose right there just to show how it doesn't stick to anything. I can just rub that.
So that wasn't an accident. That was on purpose.
That was on purpose. Look at my table. You can see how these were all accidents,
Yeah.
because I wasn't using the silicone pad. My mother would not be happy to see her antique library table being quite this messy, but that's life. We live in a much more doing household than I grew up in. That's kind of okay. So here's going to be 1. So I think one of the things that's fun about this is you make 2 cards at the same time, which is just makes sense. And okay. Oh, it's just so fun. I see some of you still are coming on to join us. We are thrilled to have you here. And if you're new here, on Thursdays, we always teach something new, or just show. I mean, we're not necessarily teaching you. You might know all this, but we are showing an idea. I like to do it a few ways. And then people come over to the Back Porch Stampers on Facebook, and they do this version in their own style. So I love it, because you're going to see 10 ideas from me today, but you're going to see a whole lot more by coming over there. So if you haven't joined us there yet, you'll want to do that.
Maybe 100.
I know. So you never know. So now I have my 2 card bases. So the cards I'm making today, I did go ahead and put that extra little layer on since that was in the directions. And I actually prefer it this way, but you might decide this fits your needs better. And you might decide that this, this doesn't use as much paper. So it's all good too. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we did like the small craft note cards. These would be adorable on the white note cards. So if you just wanted to make some really simple cards, I would suggest you look at all these punch cards we make today. You could make cute sets of little punch cards and they're still mailable. And all you would do is skinny this down. So that's one idea right there. You take an idea and run with it. For the cherry punch, did you punch 2 green ones too? There are 2 colors in 1 punch. Yes, I just kept punching. And this is the glimmer paper that's in the catalog. And oh, see, I even have an extra one here because I'm going to make more. So I did enough to make my 2 things here. Yes, because you're just getting 1 stem in each of these. So, yep, I guess I just have 1 cherry left.
So do you put red paper down here and green paper up there, or do you?
Yeah, and I put skinny. I guess I could show that, but for doing this, I did a skinny strip of. I just measured how wide this would need to be, and then I just did that, and then this would need to be this wide. So you're going down the strips of 2 different. But I'm doing them separately.
It'd be hard to kind of make the curve.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. But if I punched this out, like if I took this, do I have a scrap paper here? Let's just say if this is my scrap paper. If I did this out of my red, and I love this glimmer paper and I don't want to use it all up, look how much space it would take up. See, I don't want it to take up all that space. So that's why I cut it this width and then went through and did that. Hopefully that makes sense. Whoa. And Jeanette is saying embossed background would be cool too. Oh, yes. And that's one of the upgrades we're going to show in a bit too. So see, great minds think alike. So how cool is that? So now I'm just going to take these, and my favorite way to put things on is I just have to laugh because I go through glue dots by the many.
She puts them on her clothes, on the furniture.
Well, they end up everywhere
on the floor.
But when Tim watches TV and I'm sitting with him, I love assembling cards with glue dots. That's partly why. And I chose.
I'm to blame.
Yeah, but it's because I can't just watch TV. No. I like the green up there just so you see the red.
Don't ask her
separately.
What did that mean, or what's that last scene in?
Tim still cannot figure out
you
that
think I'm watching.
There is no reason why he should ask me what it is. So how cool is this? And I just think these are so easy. And then I'm going to just put so I'll put the 2 cherries on. I'm just going to put that down there. Put this one on. And you're going to notice these cards are all plain today. I'm not adding words, but do you see you could put words here? So and you can do what you share in the Back Porch Stampers. You are welcome to step up. This is all riffing on an idea. And that is just my favorite thing. I think this helps us all become creative when we start with something simple and then we start thinking, what else could I add? So feel free to do that. I think this would be a great place to add. First, I was going to do that, and then I thought, no, let's just go for totally simple. Now, this one is really, really skinny. So I have my tiny
scissors.
I have my really little dimensionals, but look, I cut them even smaller, which I will do if I need something really skinny. So if that makes sense, look at these are just half of the little ones. Ooh, and that might even be a little too wide, but that's okay. We'll cover that one with a leaf. So if it shows, then I'll put one down here. So most of you are going to watch me assemble these bunches today, but I think this is so fun. Okay, I'm going to put that one on, and then I'm going to put this one on. So I hope you're already thinking about what punches you have. Maybe some of you already gathered a punch to use for this. So now we're going to put this one on. I keep both dimensionals on hand all the time. Because now in this one, I think the bigger one, just using one will be great, because then I can go back and forth between the sizes that I want.
I could say that she has a fanny pack that is filled with dimensionals, but that's not true.
But I do go through dimensionals. That is one thing. I don't think I'll ever be out of. But look, how cute is this? I just think this is a darling card. And this would be a perfect little place to put thank you or happy birthday. So just know you can step up any of these. Oh, I'm laughing. Janet says, oh my goodness, the witch hat would be great with this layout. Well, just you wait. I thought the very same thing.
Everyone's stealing your thunder.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So see, I could have tried the green, because then the cherry would be against that. Then I thought this might get lost. But yeah, you know what? Play around with your cards and make them different. I mean, I just think it's fun to kind of do whatever. So how cool is this? Now, I don't know if you notice or not. In real life, I do notice the difference another layer adds. This would be even more noticeable. I could make this. This is a 1/4 inch down, because we always talk of a 1/4 inch. I could go a 1/2 inch down. So this one is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I could have made it 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to give a different look too. So we dwell in the land of possibilities, and I can't wait to see what all you do with this. Okay, so the next one we're going to do, let's take, oh, okay, well, here. I'm not even sure. You aren't going to want to. This is, we're already at 122, so we might do some. Okay, so here we're going to go on and have some fun with this one. Okay, here we have sailboats, and I want to show you right here. I added, this is the clouds embossing folder. I added that, and this really looks stepped up. But I wanted to keep it this way so that you only need a punch. This is a perfect thing for beginners. If you're doing working with kids. I mean, this is gorgeous, but we did want to talk about possibilities.
And you probably don't see it on the camera, but that is a perfect.
Yep. And then while we're at it, you can also change the color paper. I'm sticking with white because we're just going to do 10 cards similar, but I did want to show, look how cool this is. Isn't that fun? So here we have the same, this card is the same as this, but we've gone with a different color. So then I thought, and then here, this one is just plain. This one has that little added thing. So we'll put that there. And then I thought for the ones, whoa, and then they go flying. I can't find pieces, they just all went to the floor. So then I thought, why don't we take the same idea and mix up these two colors? So now we're going to do the 2 layers. I'm only doing this on this card. I'm not going to do this on the other. But this is where we're just talking about possibilities. So, okay, Sharon, we'll talk about the cutting again. Okay, so in cutting, we're going to set that aside. So this is what we're going to do here. So here again, we have our 2 background pieces. And of course, these don't need to be black. I'm going for one layout that we can use for everything, but you can certainly experiment. To get your 2 colors to work, I want both of these to work, and I'm going to want to cut them both sides up. These are the sides I want to see. I'm going to cut them together so that they will measure the exact same size. And it isn't really going to matter which direction I do. I could do this way or I could do this way. That part isn't going to matter. This would be going in half, which would be another way to make this card. Just saying, I'm just going to twist it however far I want it. And then by holding it and cutting it, I'm getting 2 the same size. Now to get my colors to match, I'm just going to flip one of these. And the reason, let's see. So this is how they were cut. So these are exactly the same. You see, these are the same size. I'm going to just flip and put this one on top now, because they'll still be the same size. So it won't matter if one of these got really skinny and one was fatter. That's totally fine, because together these are still making. So Sharon, does that help? Does that make sense? Yeah, the Tahitian Tide, this is Tahitian Tide, and then I'm using the Starry Sky on this. I love these colors. And then this is the Orchid. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and make these 2 for this. And it'll be just fun to see what ones we like best. Now, I haven't made these before. I just decided, as long as we're talking about possibilities, and you guys can go on and think of more possibilities from here. So this is, I love just being kind of the starter, because, we are all more creative together than we are separately. So that is that one. And I'm going to do this one. One of the things I really do love about this is that we're getting 2 cards out of one. So automatically, You have one to give and one to keep if you're sharing, if you're keeping ideas, or you have two to give. Put those on. And I'm not putting these perfectly, but I think, how cool is this? Okay, then I can decide, this is my boat. So I kind of decided this was water and this was sky and this was my darker color. Because if I did it this way, I thought this might get a little more lost. So would you agree? Does that make the most sense? So I don't know, but again, it doesn't really matter.
No. Now, I thought they were going to be different.
Nope.
They're exactly the same.
These are exactly the same. I made two exactly the same by cutting my paper that way. The backgrounds on these we're doing different just because we're talking about other possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
But the cards themselves, because we're cutting, will be the same.
Mm-hmm.
And whoops, I got two on one and not one on the other. Okay, so I'm going to put these on. And I think by watching me, just even seeing how we're doing two at one time, then I'm going to take my boat. And again, I'm going to take some of these little half ones and I put one up there. Did I do a boat yet? It just seems like I've done a boat, but I don't think I have I?
You showed one.
I've shown them, but I didn't make one yet. Okay, so here is, whoop, that wasn't it. I'm going to put this on. Okay, so here's one boat. No, it was the stems. This reminded me of the stems because this part's really skinny again. Okay, I'm going to put my boat on there. And then I'm going to come over here. I need to cut a couple more of these teeny ones. And I'll put these on. It's so nice to have so many of you on here. And while I'm busy doing this, you can talk amongst yourselves, ask questions. It gets a little hard to try to watch comments and do this. So, okay, let us put that on.
Is this a?
And then I have white sails.
Is that a giraffe?
It could be. It could be. Okay, so we're going to do this one. And okay, here I'm going to use a big one on the bottom. So here's how I use my dimensionals. So use a big one on the bottom, and then I'm going to use a little one up as far up as it can go. That will work perfectly. And then I'll put, and then I'll put this sail on. And then I will do the same here. I'll put a little one up top, a bigger one below.
So that's the main sail, and the other one's a jib.
I wouldn't know, Tim. You would know, because we used to have a sailboat, but I don't remember any of that. And let's see, this one, I'll add these little ones just as close as I can get, because that's enough. I'm not going to cut those and try to go higher because I don't need to. So I'll have these ready. Foam adhesive sheets would work too. Yes. So yes, think of all kinds of things that would work. Okay, I'm going to put that on. What I wanted to do all these for was to show then, if we lay them all side by side, when you think about this is the same card, the same punch, same papers, but these are all like little different ways how you can make your card still a little unique. So if you're not someone who likes to make a whole bunch the same. Okay, so let's just lay these out. I like these too.
These two?
Yep, let's lay all these out. I think all of these are really fun. Look at this fun assortment of cards. And look how easy those are to make. So I think that's really cute. And this is, yes, a really fun punch to work with.
Very nice.
Okay, so let's go on and look at, I'm just going to put a couple more. Yeah, I guess. Okay, here is the little birdie punch. And here I use, this is some of the new paper. It's the host paper. I'm actually going to not make a whole bunch more of these, but I guess here's my
is that the
I'll do this
technical
one.
name, Little Birdie Punch?
Yep. Yes. Okay, I'm going to quickly do this one because you're going to notice here I did the second one. And what kind of a background did I put on that?
A musical.
Yes, because a little bird
Chirp, chirp.
is going to be singing. Here, this one, I'll just put this on. But how cool is that? And again, let's see. I decided this was kind of the sky. I don't know that any of this matters.
It looks like a piano.
It does. And then now on this one, I put dimensionals at the bottom here. Because, you know, this does kind of go down. So I put dimensionals, and I'll put a tiny one on the tail. And then, but see, you can play with this and do whatever. And then I just used a glue dot at the top, because it kind of goes over this thing. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to put my little singing bird right there. So here is the difference. So you can see how adding this really does dress it up. But there is nothing wrong with this card either. I think that they're just really beautiful. So how cool is that? So now I think we'll just go ahead and look at some. I was going to do this one, but I think I've done enough to show kind of how cute is this Scottie dog. So we won't do, I was going to set these up, but just to know, okay, I'll do those afterwards. But I think this is so cute. And again, you're making two at one time. This is just a punch again. No, this is the punch. And this is that cottage home checkered paper. So these little bows are out of that same paper. There is this, you could stamp first. These go together. You can just set this stuff aside. I'll just show. But how cute is that? These would be, and of course you could say happy birthday. You could put your sentiments inside. Oh, the bird is actually Daffodil Delight, I believe, because it's whatever color was in the paper. When I'm choosing the colors that I work with, if I'm using designer series paper,
you're talking about that.
Yeah, this is, oh, I think that's Daffodil Delight, but I started with this paper. That's where I picked my colors from. But yes, Mango Melody would be absolutely perfect with that. And then you just switch the paper. I'd love a Mango Melody bird. Okay, so here are, oh, and the birds. This is the bird punch. So you see you've got a couple of wing choices, the beak and the bird, and then you have all of that. I did stamp that. But again, you could do it with or without the stamps. And this was the boat punch, just if anyone wanted to know, we've got the two sails and the boat. Okay, next, so there's the dog one. Yes, punches make a project quicker. There's two things I love. I love a punch anytime I can use one. They make projects quicker. They are also the best thing for like packing. If you want to bring your machine and stuff, punches are always great. And for sharing your supplies, working with kids, introducing people to stampers. And I never want people to feel like they need to own, you know, you don't need the big shop to start card making. If you really get into it, you're going to eventually want it. But, you know, it's not like, I love basic cards like this because you can do them without. So now how cool is this? This is paper from, I believe it's the teapot set. And I just use this. This would be much better if I had the supplies for it. Did they fall out? Because we were going to do red flowers here. And it looks like I have one little leaf. But you can see here, this was fresh freesia. So I did fresh freesia flowers. And then I just put these great things on. On this one, I'm going to do this color. And I don't, oh, here they are. They're all over the floor. Oh, kind of amazing. So now I'm going to take, to get these to bend a little bit, I'm just going to take, I love taking a bone folder and just going like this. And this is going to give my little, and it's going to give a little dimension to this too. So it's just kind of fun.
Do that to either side of the paper.
Yep. Yep. It doesn't matter. And I will let you put this card together. So I am going to give you this. So it's easier to start with the biggest, and you can do yours like mine or however else you want it. So you're going to have 3 flowers. That one's ready to place. Because, you know, part of the fun of all this is just playing, but you can see how you can put a little word there. You can add anything. And just now, this is the same card. We're just changing the color, but it wouldn't take any longer to make. And here's one little one. And another. And then we're going to tuck in some leaves. Now I'm doing this with dimensionals, and I realized I did put that on with, I'm doing glue dots. I did do the original with dimensionals, but that's okay. Everything works. And then I thought for this one, I liked the size of these. Oh, where's my take a pick? Okay, here we go. Let's take this. This didn't go, so then I thought we'll go with yellow because that kind of goes with the green. So I'm just going to pick these or do you want to do it? You want to do it? Go ahead and do it. And I thought, now how cool is this? You could do a whole series of flower cards like this and make one more and make them all like different colors. And wouldn't that be a fun gift? I get really excited about it. Yes, the daisy punch would be darling with this. You can see I had more punches to choose from than I even had time to use. And I decided 10 would be a good color. The daisy punch would be awesome. So I think how fun. So here goes the next one. Then next, oh, where did my, the witch's hat that Janet mentioned. Yes, here is our witch's hat set. And here is the fun punch. And here's the card that I made. I said, now how cool is that? So then I thought we'll make a second one just like this one. This one I've added that little extra paper, but this time we're going to use this. I changed color. And this one I'll put on the top because it'll be up there. Take these off. And now we're going for purple. And what I did up here is I just added some little stars because they're right in here too. So we'll just make some little stars to go with that. And I'm going to do a second set because I wanted the bigger ones. I didn't want to have to mess with putting the tiniest ones on. Okay, so I'll set that aside. Now, how cute is this? And these would be fun cards to make with kids. So to put these on, I'm just going to squeeze a glue dot. And so it'll be popped up a little. And I'm just going to go put these on. Whoops, put these on anywhere. So I hope you're thinking of a bunch of punch ideas. Oh, Jean, I'm just laughing. She's the deer punch or the moose punch. Yes, I had that same idea. So coming up.
Great minds think alike.
And Tim has all these moose punched out pieces that people have sent. This would be adorable to do with that. But look how easy these are. And of course, you wouldn't need to add this little star. I'm just doing it because it's in the punch. That one would just show that. But I thought, so I hope you're liking this idea and just having fun with this. And I thought, how cute is that with both the orange and the purple, our Halloween colors? And the point is to use any punch you have. So when you're looking at this, you also realize, okay, if you don't have like a punch and you want to do this for Halloween, you can fussy cut something and put on. This is all about taking what ideas that you can have. But I think these are just adorable.
They are.
Okay, so that is Halloween. And then let's go right into here's the reindeer punch. So I decided to do this in an elegant card. So this is the plain card. This is the one. See, I do think it gives a little more of a finish to have this.
Well,
you can tell. Do you agree? Oh, and I did this one going the other way. That's cool. That's all good. So I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on here, and I'll use a tiny one to put on the head. And so now they're kind of like matching. I'll put them this way, and they'll be matching. But how pretty is this? So I did this in gold. So this looks almost kind of Christmassy or kind of special. If I did this in brown and then use some other paper, it would just kind of be a regular masculine card. So I think that, I know it looks like, you look at it and think, oh, they cut each of these pieces. When you just see how easy this is to do and how you just start with your basic pieces, cut them, put them together. This is I think it is such a cute and easy.
Can you glue these together or do something, put them together so there's gold on both sides?
You could do 2-on-1 card.
And I'm not sure if that would,
but I don't know how well they fit. You could also do this in the outside and have the matching one, the coordinates. So these are, so I'm to take pictures. It's the temporary stick because I have to take pictures of the ones I haven't made yet. But that could be fun too, to add something inside. But how cool is that? And then let's see what else. Oh, we of course have to do the cute little penguin. So this is Penguin Place, and then it has a punch. And so here again, I've done one. Notice these are the same. These are the same, except his feet are going down. So look at just that little difference. He's sitting down, he's standing up. And he has a little extra thing added right there. And I just think that is so cute. And then this one has an embossing folder. Put that through. And look how cute both of those are. So you can just see that difference. I think this would be perfect for absolutely any winter occasion. Audrey is wondering, how did you get Mr. Tim into making cards? He's laughs because he does not make cards. He does not. He likes to sit here and make comments, and he's okay if I give him something to do. But what he does do, that I will just say, I'm going to flip this up because it's story time. You know, what he has really learned. I think we all learn this. I think it's really fun. But he has really learned to develop a taste for what he likes in cards, and he loves giving me input. He notices things in a different way. I do. I think that's an advantage. You know, he doesn't like doing the fine motor stuff of doing it, but he appreciates the process, and he loves getting input, and he loves looking at cards. You know, we have him pick his favorite, and he loves getting cards, and he loves picking out his favorite card because, you know, it's one of the things that I think about art. I think a lot of us have felt like we're not artistic if we can't draw. Art is line design. Do you realize if you don't have to be able to draw, how freed up you are to make art? I think that is, I call rubber stamps a great equalizer because we can all make things that we're proud of. But I think even in the way you look at things and you notice colors, and he'll notice things out in the world and around and say, oh, could you do something like that in a card? I think that appreciation as a receiving end, even if it isn't kind of your hobby, but I don't want you to think that ever Tim sits down and stamps with me. Tim runs errands. He'll make calls. He'll do a lot of things, but he does not make cards. Cup of tea. Yeah, he'll serve tea. So anyway, just know that. So I don't have a husband that sits and makes cards with me, but I love getting his input, and his ability to get input has so vastly improved that is really fun. So that's awesome. Yes, and some of you are saying too that Holly says she loves asking her husband for ideas. And Janet said, same with hers. He's got good taste in colors. I see. I just think that is so fun. Pam, thank you. She said, this is so much fun. She's glad you could join us. Oh, you know, and we kind of like to go off on things, but I think this is what it's about. I just love having this community, coming back and reading your comments. And Colleen, she's wondering about, you know what? I'll go back and put in the show notes what the 2 sizes of paper were. They'll also be on my website, but I should have done that. But instead of going back to list them now, they'll be up right afterwards. I'll put them in the, I'll try to remember. My list is growing. So, okay, we have just a couple more. And we've made it to 10. It's funny, was it last week? After I was done, I said to Tim, this is really funny. I found 2 cards that I was saying we were making 10 cards. I had 2 on the table and we never did get around to doing those, but I put them on the blog. I said, it can be hard with all this clutter. But who was counting? Who was counting? Okay. I love this. A fish and a wish. I think this is just, so I'm just going to show you. So this is the first card. And again, these are punches. I love this little soft little watercolor look in there. And so here's my base that I've done. This one has the layer. Tim, I'm going to have you do this too. So see, Tim can decorate these. This is the part he's happy to do because the camera's on him. But I wouldn't ask him to do it any other reason. But isn't that fun? I think one of the side benefits, like we were just talking about, of learning to make cards is the appreciation in general for color, design, other things we start noticing in our world. You know, I think it's just pretty fun. So we'll see what Tim decides to do. And, you know, they can go either way. Do you see that? It's kind of a universal, which is just kind of fun. Yeah, his could be going up to the top. So see, he's going to do something totally different with his. That's another reason I think if you're working with, especially if you're working with kids, they love to just go for it. They don't need instruction. If you give them the basic part and the punches, they'll do their own thing. And they might put 10 fish on here, and that's fine. It's their card. And I love that about this. So how cool is that? So his are all going the same direction, like in a school of fish. So how cool. Mommy and 2 babies. I love this. Okay. And Lisa says, thanks for reminding me. It doesn't have to be perfect or complicated. You are right. These are cute cards, and they're like hardly any effort at all. I appreciate that. Kathy said she couldn't comment on her cell phone, so she had to switch. Yeah, it's, who knows what things. I am so glad. Oh, this is so funny. Oh, Madeline said her son critiques her cards. He's got a good eye. So that's great. Yes, this fish is a punch. I was just commenting on, there was a funny comment on here, but I don't know where it went to. So, oh, Sharon is saying we need to share Tim's chicken salad recipe again. And we should, because it's graduation time. No, it's not. It's fall starting.
But it is.
Tim
fall.
has this famous chicken salad that he makes several times a year. And we do give it out. And so many local customers will say to us, oh, I made Tim's chicken salad for this event. And people loved it. So it's just kind of kept on going. Okay, one last card. That's fun. But he does share this. Okay, how cool is this? This is the Ladybug Punch. We're going to do something fun with this. And I'm just going to tell you, there is a stamp to go with this too. And I could not find mine. So I just had my punch. So I thought what I was going to do was do this in black and then do the red part and then stamp the little black dots over it. So here, I'll show you the pieces. These are my 2 pieces from the punch. But since I didn't have the stamp, my next thought, and any of these would work. My next thought was I'd take a black marker and draw in some circles and that would work. And then I thought, no, Karen, you can use another punch. So here we are. Oh, yes, the waves embossing on this would be perfect for a background. Yes, we can go back. So I have a crocodile, but any kind of a little punch now would work. So I'm going to go through here. And I thought, how fun is this? I'm just going to go through. And so I'm going to take the little larger end first. And then I'm going to go over. This one is a little smaller end. And I'm going to put this in. So how fun is that? And you're going to see the black right through these little dots. So here's my last little tip of the day. So how cool is this now? And now this is going to be my, oh, I need a black piece under there. And my black piece might have disappeared.
Oh, you mean under there?
Under there, but I can use one of these. Yeah, we better do that. Okay, because otherwise you see some white. Okay, so here I'm going to, and I just need that part. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take, so this is the leaves on the cherry tree? No, this is actually it looks like it, doesn't it? But yeah. This is actually this. So I made this out of this punch just by putting holes in this. And then I'm going to take this, and you see how this is going to fit right over here. Well, here, I'll do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to, knocking more things on the ground, but I think that's okay. Now I'm just going to make sure any little pieces. I love my silicone mat. See, none of that's going to show. I can put that over here. So here's how you can make cute little ladybugs without having the stamp set. But anyway, I just think that's really fun. Just done in punches. And then, of course, I'm going to add this. So there will be pictures on my blog this evening. I will put on all of these cards so you can get a closer look at them. And like I mentioned, there will be a project sheet coming up shortly too. But I think how cute and fun are these cards? Black matte dots would work. Okay, Ellen, thank you. Look at how ideas run. So you could have matte dots. You could also have, I'm just looking at, even if I had these in black dots, even if they were raised, yeah, they could go on here and be cute. So sometimes I think we get hung up on, like, if I show something, you think you have to have those exact things and make that exact card. And what I'm here to tell you is you don't. Ideas are ideas. You take an idea and then you think about, what can I do? You are automatically making a new card by finding a new punch. By putting another embossing folder. I just don't even know if we can, because there were 10. But so thank you for spending this time, because I can't wait to see what you do with this idea of just taking these and make them. So how fun is this? Oh, Pat says she likes easy ideas because she works with her senior center group. Yes. Ideas for this, or if you work with after school programs for kids, anything like that. And even with a punch, I know sometimes I've worked with older people and they've had trouble with the punch, but it's no problem for us to just punch some things for them to then pick what they want. You could have a muffin tin with some different uses of punches, and people could decide what they want, which punch they want to put on theirs. And of course, a punch with just words would work too. I didn't even go there. I thought that would be my 10th idea. But I decided to use no stamps at all since I hadn't even run out of 10. I could use any label here with the punch and just have B-words.
I just realized that my inventory of cards is getting low, so I got to go work on.
Oh yeah, you got to
making
work on
some cards.
some.
So.
I have a basket of cards, which is also a nice conversation piece in your house. So whenever Tim needs cards to send out, you know, that's kind of where you go find cards. It's just kind of fun. So, you know, I love this. Pam was saying her friends tried to get her into making cards. She wouldn't because she couldn't draw. Once she started actually making these kinds of cards, it was so freeing and therapeutic. Yep. And I'm going to say one more story about that. I have 2 artist friends. I'm going to tell you about both of them because I just think this is great. One is that they both make their own cards. And they make gorgeous cards. So when I was talking about this, the one just says, well, I would just never do anything like that because, you know, I'm an artist and this is what I do. The other one says, I am an artist and I love incorporating stamps because it takes time to draw. And this gives me a whole nother element to turn into my art. And you can still tell that she's an artist because she makes these really, really artistic cards. So, but isn't that awesome? I just kind of love that. It's what we do with them. So thanks you guys for spending this time with us. We are really honored that you would take your time and come spend with us. So let me know if you need any help. And now we're going to be looking for your ideas for the Back Porch Stampers. So, you know, Joy is just asking, I'm just going to say one thing. She's just saying, you know, if you wanted to use this, like say for a sympathy card, if you have a cross, you know, we have a cross that is a die. So, you know, you can take the same idea to doing dies and everything else, but I'm just saying you can take any idea and turn it into anything. If you had a cross, you could also make, I love those rustic looking crosses. If you just cut 2 strips and do a strip and a strip that way, just know any symbol you use can turn any card into something. Suddenly you have a card that would work for any confirmation, baptism, sympathy. I just love that we have that freedom to just think what do I need to do? And, you know, a set of cards like these would make great gifts. So thank you so much. And the kindest thing you can do for us is both to share and to comment. We just totally appreciate you guys. So have a wonderful weekend and we'll see you on Monday.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, and it is the last day. If you want to get those card kits, I better put that little addendum